Hey, it's Brett with NEO News Today, joined by Eric from Archon.
Thanks, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, awesome to have you here. You actually just finished up your presentation. Do you want to give us a little bit of background on what you were talking about?
Oh yeah, definitely. This is one of our first public appearances since we got out of stealth mode. My presentation was primarily talking about why blockchain-based file storage matters and introducing Archon a little bit.
Sure. So we actually have a number of storage platforms that are kind of within the ecosystem. How is Archon approaching the problems?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So there's two things that we're really focusing on. One is the technology side and one is the usability side. We are not only integrated into NEO, but we have designed a storage platform that can use NEO smart contracts to interact with a specific blockchain that is designed for file storage. So that's one of the key differentiators. And from the usability standpoint, we're really focusing on how the end user can view and operate these files without even understanding anything about blockchain.
So Archon itself will be its own standalone blockchain?
Right.
So does that mean that, for example, if someone wants to pull data from one chain onto another chain, they can kind of link to it the same way?
Right, yeah. So in my talk, I briefly mentioned how I view what we're doing as creating an inter-blockchain decentralized storage network where it allows different blockchains users to talk to each other and share data.
Right, so I actually interviewed one of the NEO SPCC guys earlier, and one of the questions that I had for him was addressing one of my key concerns with DApps, which is DApps as they are right now, everyone hosts their front ends on centralized web hosting, which means it's never going to be as decentralized as it should be.
Right.
Is this something that Archon is able to handle?
Yeah, so you're saying that the user interface, etc., that's hosted centrally. Yeah, that's definitely something we're looking at. We're currently focused mainly on static data, so data that doesn't get updated all the time. But if it's just a software that you need to download, we can definitely handle that.
Cool. All right, so what is it then that's driving any value of a token? I'm assuming that Archon comes with its own token. Where does that play in?
Right, so Archon does have its own token, and really we derive our value from it being a governance token. So our token is basically required for you to participate in the network as a storage provider, for example. And storage providers are essentially miners in the network. And so in order to make lots of money from providing your spare hard drive space, let's say you have a terabyte of spare hard drive space, you have to stake certain tokens to use it. But if you're just uploading or just downloading, the interaction with the staking isn't nearly as big.
Okay. So where does the payment process enter in? Which users are going to be really participating with this payment? I mean, are people going to be paying for just uploading their data, or is there a download cost? Like, how does that all work?
That's a really good question. And one thing that we're doing differently from, I believe, basically any other decentralized storage project out there is that the uploader pays for both the upload and the download. Just like in traditional cloud storage, like Amazon S3. So the idea is that if by having this payment, the end user, anything involving files or blockchain can be abstracted away from the end user. Yeah.
So it's just about really keeping that user experience as simple, intuitive, and comparable to traditional platforms.
Right, exactly. And while keeping performance, scalability, reliability, et cetera, all in mind.
Cool. So how far are you along with development? How's it all going?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. In fact, pretty soon we'll have stuff that people can actually test and see for themselves. So we have made a lot of good progress in our file storage side, and we are working on also tailoring our blockchain to also using to be good for fast file delivery. So our file storage side will have a private beta launched on March 1st, and soon after, at the end of the month, a public testnet for the storage part.
Great. So something to look forward to in the near future then.
Definitely. I'm very excited.
Awesome. So anything else you want to say to the NEO community while you have the chance?
Yeah, thank you guys all for the support. And if any of you want to learn more about Archon, please go to www.archon.cloud.
All right. Thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you so much.
And of course, you want to check out the rest of our DevCon coverage, you can find us over on neonewstoday.com. We also have a Twitter and YouTube page where you'll find all the interviews.
Great.